Welcome back to Arizona Midday. Looking to get your finances in order? Well, it's important to save. Here to explain why you might want a high-yield savings account is Vanessa Gonzalez with OneAZ Credit Union. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
And I love your name.
Yeah, I love yours too.
Right? It's great. Okay, so let's just get right to it. What is a high-yield savings account, and how does it differ from a traditional savings account?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a high yield savings account is going to give you a higher rate of return on your balance. So typically right now in the industry, you're seeing rates around 3, 4, even 5%. You'll usually see APY or annual percentage yield tied to that. And that's basically the percentage you're going to earn on that balance over a year's worth of time. Oh, okay. And then you have our standard savings, traditional savings, which is probably around less than 1% APY.
Okay.
But overall, right now is a great time to be a saver because we're in a high interest rate environment. So.
Okay, so that's a good thing, right?
I would think so. You know, maybe not so much on the lending side, but it definitely has a positive impact on that savings side.
Perfect. Okay, so what sets OneAZ's high yield savings account apart from the competition?
You know, I think what really sets OneAZ apart is that we're focused on the new saver or anyone trying to rebuild their savings. So typically in the industry, you're going to see that higher balances are usually ones that are rewarded with those high yield savings rates. Mm-hmm. We have flipped that focus over to those new savers. So you can earn 5% APY on balances 10,000 or less. So I think that is our niche right there, and we're really for helping that new saver just really propel their savings. We have a great Propel Savings that allows you to do that, and that's the one where you can earn that 5% APY. But just a great product overall for those new savers.
Yeah, that's great because I'm sure the new savers get intimidated. They're like, I need to have this much money or I need to do this in order to open that type of savings account. But you guys are helping them out and making it easier for them.
Yeah, and with the Propel Savings, you don't need a large balance to start it off. So, and it's easy to open online or in person, but it's just a really great product. And you continue to earn those high yield rates once you exceed that 10,000 limit.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so how can a new saver tap into the benefits of a high yield earnings without the huge investment? You kind of touched on this a little bit, but let's elaborate a little more.
I would go back to that Propel Savings. It's so easy to open because you can, again, do it online. You don't need a large balance to start it off. But if you're really unsure, what we really recommend is that you sit down with one of our personal bankers. They can help you build your savings strategy and your budget and help you figure out what product or service is best for you when you're starting to save. Or maybe you have some experience and you're looking at something like a share certificate, which is a certificate of deposit, also known as a CD. So we have a lot of different options, but I think there's really no wrong place to start. I think just sitting with a personal banker would really help that.
I think that would be very helpful because it's like you're starting out and you're like, I'm not too sure exactly how to go about this, but when they go in and see a personal banker, they're gonna walk them through step by step, and then they're gonna make them feel more confident about it.
Especially at OneAZ, yes.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so you've already shared a lot of information, but what's one tip to help our audience prioritize savings versus overspending?
Make it a habit.
Okay.
I think that is probably the hardest thing, especially if we're, you know, we didn't really know starting off what our savings should look like, and maybe we have some overspending habits. And pay yourself first. That is the most important thing. I think people have the opposite mindset of, okay, whatever's left at the end of the month is what I'm going to save. And the likelihood of that happening is very slim, and we don't always have, you know, a lot left to save with. So build that savings realistic budget into your plan every month ahead of time and pay yourself first.
Oh, that is a great tip. Okay, I like it. Okay, so how does a credit union like OneAZ compare to traditional banks in terms of like member experience, security, and access?
I love this one, and obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased here. But at OneAZ Credit Union, our mission is to improve the lives of our members, our associates, and all of the communities that we serve, and we truly believe in that mission. But as far as security goes, your deposits are backed up to $250,000 through the NCUA, which is very similar to the same protection that you would receive at a bank that's federally insured.
Okay.
And we are a not-for-profit. So our mission and our focus is in the best interest of the member. versus maybe a large bank where profit for their shareholders and owners are their priority and their focus. So I really just think that's what you're going to get from a credit union, is the focus on community and the focus on building those strong relationships with our members.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, Vanessa, for joining us this afternoon and sharing all of that valuable information.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. This was fun. Yeah, thank you.
Guys. And if you want to learn more, you can go ahead and visit that website there on your screen, or you can call that number.